I think writing is a huge part of gaining clarity, because when we write and you've written 10 things or 20 things, circle 3 things that you feel are most important out of that list of 20, and that will give you clarity on what are the next steps you need to take, because then those 3 become a priority. Whatever goals you have, they could be small, they could be big, they could be extraordinarily huge. It doesn't matter. These are your goals, these are your aspirations, these are your dreams. So keep them in mind as you're making choices through the year, because if your actions are aligned to what you want, you will progress, you will move forward. Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Unbox with Tunvey, a podcast where we normally have conversations with guests and we try and unravel human behavior, understand the reasons behind our decisions and choices, and in the process, maybe inspire ourselves to make the change, make the shift that we've all been desirous of. Today's episode is slightly different. It's end of the year, the new year is starting, and we're almost 30 episodes down. We've received a lot of love from you, but we're small babies when it comes to the world of podcasts, and we're trying to give our best. And I really do appreciate all the love and appreciation and response that you've all given us. Today, I just want to reflect a little bit on the journey so far. And I don't have a guest with me, it's just me. And I think one of the things that I've learned through the various conversations with many people that I've had is they've all been very passionate about what they're doing, and I think that has been one of the reasons they've made a name for themselves in that industry, or they've made a mark, or they've really created some kind of an impact in the world. So I think one of the things I've learned is you can't replace passion with anything. Really, you have to be passionate about what you're doing, and it needs to occupy a huge part of who you are. Your thinking needs to be in that space. You need to dedicate your waking hours to thinking about how you can improve your craft, or what more can you do. I think the second thing I've learned through the various conversations is that it's not been an easy journey for anyone. Everyone has had highs and lows, successes and failures. And what has put them apart from the others is the fact that they gave it one more shot. They decided to try again and learned from their past mistakes and applied those learnings into their new effort and made it better. And I think it's that standing up again or giving it one more shot that really created that success for them. And the third thing I've learned is that it's not a straight line. Very few of us really know what our purpose in life is or what we're really driven to do. A lot of it's an iterative process, where you do something, you figure out a few doors open, a few doors close, then you walk through the open doors and give it another shot. It's kind of like a flow chart. If yes, go left, if no, go right. And you keep doing this, and somewhere along the journey, you discover your purpose. Very few of us know very early on in life what our purpose on this planet is. It's taken me more than 40 years to figure out that I'm meant to help people. I think while I had it in me, I always wanted to help people, and in my own small way, I always tried to do it in whatever I was doing. But at the age of 48, I'm now clearer about what my purpose on life, or on this planet, in this life, is to be. So I think life itself is an iterative process. So you really discover things as you go along. The entire journey is never clear at the beginning. It's almost like Google Maps. You need a direction. Yes, you need some goal that you're working for. But as you are progressing on the journey, newer paths will open up, newer ways will open up, and Google auntie will turn around and say, a shorter route is now available. Or there is unexpected traffic on this route. So really the actual rasta, the actual roadmap only gets clear when you start walking and you actually start moving along that path. So, that's the other thing I've learned. And, you know, none of you would enjoy a journey or a conversation or a story where somebody came here and said, I decided to do something, I did it, and it was a great success. None of those movies are also that inspiring. If you see any of the sort of real life stories brought to the screen in movies or whatever, or in books, the things we really enjoy are when somebody, falls down and then finds the courage to get up and, make a success from nothing or nowhere. Those are the inspiring stories, really. So even in our journeys, I think the valleys are very important, because the valleys are where we learn, and then with that new learning we climb higher peaks. So I think that's what I've learned along the many conversations I've had with the wonderful guests who've been kind enough to come on this journey with us. As the year is coming to a close, I think I just have a few things that I'm going to do, but I'm sharing them with you as well. I think one is, write down whatever it is that you wanted to achieve maybe this year and couldn't. Uh, and out of the things that you write, which include maybe things that you didn't accomplish in this year, but you want to accomplish next year, and it could be completely new goals as well. I think writing is a huge part of gaining clarity. So I think before the year is out, it's not really about New Year resolutions, but what I'm suggesting is help yourself get more clarity about where you want to be in 2024. And writing is a big part of it. So write down whatever goals you have. They could be small, they could be big, they could be extraordinarily huge. It doesn't matter. These are your goals, these are your aspirations, these are your dreams. So writing gives us clarity, because when we write and you've written 10 things or 20 things, circle 3 things that you feel are most important out of that list of 20, and that will give you clarity on what are the next steps you need to take, because then those 3 become a priority in whatever you do. And keep them in mind as you're making choices through the year, because if your actions are aligned to what you want, you will progress, you will move forward. But I think being clear about what we want is really step one. I think that's one suggestion I have. Second, I think I want you to reflect, and I'm going to do the same as well. Reflect on all the people that helped us in 2023, and take out time to thank them. So it could be a message, it could be a phone call, but I think to take that time and thank the people who've helped us, who've given us, a stepping stone, who've been there when we needed them. They could be some of the professionals in your life, they could be your relationships, they could be colleagues, it could even be your kids, right? So anyone who's really helped you and made an impact, I think it's time to acknowledge that, I think. And things like year ends and year beginnings are a good time to do that. So I think that's the second thing I would suggest, that thank the people who've been kind to you and who've helped you. The third is, if you feel you've done wrong by somebody in any relationship of yours, it's also a good time to acknowledge that and apologize to them. हम सॉरी बोलने से छोटे नहीं हो जाते, we don't become small just because we've said sorry, but it allows to repair that relationship. It creates a bridge, and the apology is maybe not so much for them as much as it is for you, because whether we realize it or we don't realize it, we carry the baggage of unfinished conversations or just loose ends of sorts. And sometimes we carry the guilt And those are things that don't allow us to grow in life because, they weigh us down, they hold us back. So take the time to apologize, and the apology needs to be heartfelt and meaningful. And it need not be about what happened. It's really about, you know, if I made you feel bad in any way, I'm, apologetic. And there are many ways to apologize, but I think taking the time out to say sorry to a few people in our lives whom we may have taken for granted, if nothing else, I think is a good way to start 2024. Apart from that, I want you to do a critical analysis of the relationships and the people we spend time with. This is apart from the thank yous and the sorries, because many times we surround ourselves with people who are not uplifting for us, they're draining for us. So I think in 2024, curate your experience better, curate the relationships, reflect on who lifted you up, or who encouraged you, or who was very happy when you succeeded, versus people who pulled you down. So spend more time, or make a conscious effort to spend more time with the people who are the right association for you, who want to see you grow, who want to see you succeed, who want to see you happy. So I think we need to curate our experiences. That also includes a curation of our social media accounts and posts that make you feel small. Mute them for some time, or unfollow them. Be brutal in this curation, because the people we spend the maximum amount of time with really do influence our lives. And in today's day and age, the people we spend time with are not only in a physical space, we also spend a lot of time with people online. So curate that experience. And the last thing I want to share is, think of one habit, one habit that you want to start in 2024, right? I'll give you a few ideas, and I'll give you a few suggestions, and you can pick and choose. You can pick your own, or you can, get inspired by a few that I'm sharing, and you relate to or can connect with any one of them and say, okay, this one sounds good. Some habits for 2024. One is, wake up earlier than you're waking up, because when we wake up a little earlier, we give ourselves time to do the things that matter. Um, it need not be 5 a.m. If you can start with 5, 6, 7 a.m. early morning starts, that's brilliant. But if you can't, just start by waking up 10 minutes earlier than you do, or 20 minutes earlier than you do, or half an hour earlier than you do. That time really allows you to manage your day. Because, we can't manage time, we can only manage ourselves. And if you don't manage yourself at the beginning of the day, then the day just manages you, and you run, and you're constantly running after a meeting, you're running late for something, you didn't have time for breakfast because you woke up late, so your health takes a toll. Whatever it is, I think early morning starts is one potential habit that you can inculcate. The second is for anyone who's looking at creating extraordinary results, which is, you want to earn money from a particular task that you do, you want to do better in your office. Basically, what that means is that you want to be acknowledged and paid for being a professional, which means that you have to start behaving like a professional. So many things that we do, the way we do them are like hobbies, but we're expecting the results of a professional. An amateur musician will sing once in a while, will do riyaz or practice once in a while, but a professional singer will do it irrespective of whether they feel like doing it or not. So, matlab, wo to karenge, right? An amateur cricketer will play on weekends. A professional will practice every day. And when you hold yourself to a higher standard and you say, I'm a professional, I'm going to act like a professional, and then expect professional results, that's fair. But when we are doing things like an amateur and expecting results like a professional, that's a misfit. It's not going to happen. Matlab it's like a round peg in a square hole, or whatever, round square peg in a round hole. That result is not going to come. And it's when you start behaving like a professional is when you see professional results. Those results could be monetary or otherwise. But the point is that if you're expecting the results of a professional this year, then your behavior has to be in alignment with that. You cannot be an amateur and expect, to be paid like a professional. So that's one potential, or the second potential habit that you can inculcate in the new year. The third is go all in, I think, and these are just ideas that I'm giving you. Go all in. And what I mean by that is, if you've decided to do something, give it everything. It could be waking up early in the morning, it could be giving up sugar, it could be learning a new skill, it could be just, saying that I'm going to call my mom, dad, husband, wife, daughter every day, while they're at work or they're not in the same town. It could be something as small as a phone call, or it could be going to the gym regularly, or it could be something with your career and workspace. But whatever it is that you decide to do, give it everything. Because I'm going to give a really strange example. It's been one of my favorites, but I think it gets the point across. When you give half-hearted effort, it's like, your flush is not working and you're putting one mug of water in it. Internationally, maybe you've not faced it, but I think in India, everybody knows what a bucket and a flush are for each other at times. So when you put in effort, chota, 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 it's like you're putting in one mug, into a flush that's not working, and it's not working. But if you put an entire bucket at the same time, it works, right? The poop gets flushed. So when you give it your all, it could be the same amount of water. You can take a bucket of water and put one mug, one mug, one mug, and it's not going to do jack shit. But if you put a bucket at the same time, the job gets done. So in many areas of our lives, we are stuck because we're saying, I've been trying, मैं बहुत time से कर रहा हूँ, मैं बहुत देर से कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. You've been giving it that shot, but it's always been one mug at a time and it doesn't work. So whatever you decide to do, give it your all, and whatever's that block, you'll overcome it, the poop will get flushed. The fourth potential thought or idea that you can work with is, I think, embrace discomfort. It could be the discomfort of waking up early. It could be the discomfort of doing something that you've been avoiding. Embrace discomfort. In fact, I read a quote and I think it's so, so amazing, and it signifies or it explains what I'm trying to say better. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. So the magic that we're all looking for in our lives is actually the very thing that we're avoiding doing. And that's what I mean, embrace discomfort, because when you do that, you see results, and that gives you the energy and the fuel and the motivation to do more and to gun for bigger and better goals. So that's my little bit of, realizations from the last year and the conversations that I've had with many people on this podcast. I hope it helped. But as this year comes to a close, all I want to share with you is take the time out to acknowledge the challenges you've overcome this year, the lessons that you have learned, and the person that you have become. So give yourself, a little bit of love and a little bit of credit, and promise to be kinder to yourself in 2024. I wish you all an amazing, amazing new year, and I hope we can have a lot more interaction and I can bring to you many more interesting conversations. And, just sending you a lot of love and light. Here's to a brilliant and beautiful 2024. This is Unbox signing off for the year, and we'll catch you again on another episode in the new year.